Hello friends, welcome back to the part 2 of our typing game. So if you don't watch that part 1, then you can check my description. I add the part 1 video link. So in this part 2, we apply CSS for our project. So our project will look like this. This looks pretty much good. So time is come to add style inside this project. And for this styling stuff, the knowledge of CSS is must required. Now go inside this style.css and let's apply our first style, that is box sizing, border box. After that we have to apply style for our whole body. First is background color. So you can see here a nice background color is applied. After that I want to write here display flags because I want to show items horizontally. Now you can see here this don't look pretty much good, so we have to move all of this inside this center part. So for that I write here align items, that is center. And also for justify content, that is center. So you can see here this all of this stuff move inside this center part. After that I want to apply a minimum height. Then I want to remove that default margin. So I write here margin 0 and I want to apply a nice font family. So you can see here our font is changed now because we apply this font family. Now let's apply CSS for this button. Cursor is equal to pointer. Then font size let's increase to 14 pixels. After that I want to apply a border radius 4 pixels. And last one is padding from left 5 pixels and from right 15 pixels. Now save this and here you can see this button looks nice. Now we have to move this button here like this. So for that I use this class name settings button. Inside that first position is absolute instead of this relative. And I want to move inside our bottom. And from left it is 30 pixels. So now save this and you can see here this is now looks like this. Now let's apply style like this difficulty, and for that I use this division settings. Because inside this div we apply our form. First position is absolute. Then I want to move inside top like this. So for that I write here top is equal to 0 and from left is 0 also. So you can see here this settings class is go on the top and left hand side. After that I want to use that with 100%. Then I want to apply a background color like this. And for that I want to use this RGBF functionality. Here you can see a nice color is applied for this div. Remember, this settings div is here because inside that there is our form. After this background color, I want to increase that height. So that is 70 pixels. So here you can see a height of this div is increased now. Then I want to write here display flags. And I want to move all of them at center position. So I write here center, and also for justify content. So you can see here now this div looks pretty much good and familiar like this. Now I want to apply CSS like this. So whenever I click on this button, you can see here this div is move upside vertically. So for that I used a transform property, and for vertically we use this translate Y. And when I write here minus 100%, you can see here by default it is gone. So at the first time we have to apply 0, and I want to apply this smooth transition like this. You can see here this toggle looks very smooth. So for that I use transition transform 0.3 second is in out, and I write here this settings dot hide because this class is generated by JavaScript whenever I click on this button. So in this we have to copy and paste, and here we have to write minus 100% because we want to move that division minus 100% vertically like this. Now we also have to write here color white. So you can see here now our difficulty is white. And for this difficulty I also want to apply this. So now this looks pretty much good. Now let's apply styles for this selection property. So for that let's write here select tag, and first we want to apply width because we want to increase that width with this 200 pixels. Now you can see here the width is increased now. After that I want to apply padding, that is 5 pixels. Then I want to remove this border. So for that I write here border radius 0. Then background color is blue like this. So background color A7C 5E3. Now save this, and here you can see a nice background color is applied successfully. Then we also want to remove this outline. So for that I write here select focus and also this button focus, outline 0. Now save this, and you can see here now the outline is gone and this looks same like this. Yes. Now let's apply CSS for our game. So at the end it will be look like this. So remember, for our game we create a whole new div with this class name container. So let's apply here container, and first is our background color. That is 344.95e. So now you can see here a nice background is added successfully. Now I want to apply padding. So because this looks so comfy, now after that padding you can see here this looks nice. Then apply border radius 4 pixels, and I want to apply box shadow like this. You can see here there is nice shadow. So let's apply in our project. Zero, 3 pixels, RGBA, .3. So here you can see a nice shadow is applied. After that let's write a color that is white. So this is in our white color. After that position is relative, and I want to move all of them at center. So I write here text align. Then width is 500. Now you can see here this looks pretty much good now. So now let's apply CSS for this h2 tag, because remember in this h2 tag we write this speed typer. So let's apply CSS for that. So container h2, background color is RGBA, then padding is 8 pixels, border radius is 4 pixels, so now you can see here a nice CSS property is applied for this h2 tag speed typer. Let's also apply margin. .40 pixels. So right. Now let's apply CSS for our changing word that will be changed by JavaScript. So for that, first for our helping purpose we write here h1 tag and id is equal to word. Inside that all of that word is changed by JavaScript, but for our CSS stuff now I write here test. Then we don't have to write here container. The property is same if we don't write container. Now for our h1 I write here margin 0. Now apply CSS For this, input is equal to border 0, then border radius is 4 pixels, font size is 14 pixels, width is 300, padding is 12 and 20, and the last one is margin top 10 pixels. So you can see here this input field looks nice. So now let's remove this text because we write for helping purpose, because we have to apply CSS, because this world is generated by JavaScript. Yes. Now let's apply CSS for this time left and score, because this is here in our final game. So for that time we apply this class name time container, and for our score we apply this class name score container. So for our time we have to write position absolute, and we want to move at left hand side at top. So I write here top 60 pixels and left 20 pixels. So now you can see here this is at left hand side. Now for our score part we write here score container. Position is absolute, top 60 pixels, and that is at right hand side. So now you can see here score is at right hand side and time left is at left hand side. Now let's apply CSS for our this game over part, and remember for that we apply this class with this end game container. Inside this, first background color is inherit, and I write here display none because we don't want to show whenever our game is start. We want to show whenever our game is over. So I write here display none, and it will display like this by our JavaScript part. And I want to move all of them at center position. So align item is center, and also justify content is center, and I want to display all of this stuff vertically. So I write here flex direction, and that is column. Position is absolute. Top 0, left 0, width I want to use 100%, height is also 100%, and I also want to apply Z index, that is 1. Now save this, and that will not look appear here because I write here display none. This class will appear when our game is over. So you can see here our project CSS is complete now, and this game is looks familiar like this our final game. Yes, so let's take a quick pause here. If you want to continue with this project, then you can check my description. I added the part 3 video link whenever I will upload the part 3. So stay tuned and bye bye.